Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. We've been looking forward to this interview ever since our good friend Tom Davis teed this up with my longtime colleagues, Dr. Rebecca Mendiola, CEO of Collective Impact Solutions, and we work together at the County Office of Education. How you doing there, Rebecca?
I'm doing well.
Again, and my other colleague, I've known, we won't say how long we've known each other, Matt Doyle. He is the Superintendent of the Vista Unified School District. How you doing there, buddy?
I'm doing great. It's always great to be on your show.
Well, listen, what's good about it is the fact that we do a YouTube version of this, and we're going to show the fact that Matt always wears the same shirt when he comes on our spotlight.
That's right. Loud and proud.
Yeah, and loud and proud, and looks fantastic. And we're also honored to be joined by Fred Buggs. He is the CEO of Synergy Youth and Community Incorporated. How you doing there, Fred?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Appreciate you coming on. And then this gentleman's been on a show several times. He gives back to the community all the time. Judge Buechler, he is a local guy, Poway High School, University of Arizona, and of course, you know him as a three-time NBA champion, Chicago Bulls. Judd, thank you so much for coming back on.
Yes, happy to be here as always.
And if you don't mind, I want to shout out almost instantly, Judd is going to be a grandparent for the first time. It could happen in the middle of the show. So if we see, I thought Judd was with us. My goodness, his daughter's going to be delivering imminently, and we wish you nothing but great luck.
Well, thank you very much. Super excited about that.
I think that's going to be fantastic. Rebecca, why don't you sort of tee us up? We're calling this show Inclusion in Action, NBA Veterans Building Bridges on and off the court. Talk about this.
Yeah, let's just get into it. I think we were here just a couple months ago.
Yes.
Talked a little bit about the conference that we're setting up with the special education, PTA, and parents leading, and the community coming together alongside educators. So I just want to kind of ground, I'm here first as a parent leader with special education PTA and the Council for PTA. Collective Impact Solutions is kind of more on the back end, bringing parents together and bringing educators together to do more systems change work. The Special Education Conference itself grew directly from parents naming the need for deeper learning and shared understanding. What we're doing is on February 6th and 7th, we're hosting an inclusive basketball experience that includes a school day assembly and a youth basketball camp with our veteran NBA players, students of all abilities coming together on the court to play, connect, and experience belonging, especially students with special needs who don't always get access to opportunities like this. And this is actually a kickoff, Drew, to our conference on February 11th.
And that's great. So, Olden, let me ask you this. Olden is calling in from about 120 miles north, NBA veteran like Judd on this. Olden, what got you interested in this?
Well, first of all, you have to understand, I'm a person that was born with a disability. And so that's all I needed. I mean, I've been doing this a long time. You know, I was the first person to ever do an integrated basketball camp back in the 90s, you know, when I played for the Sacramento Kings. And so I've always been a proponent and ambassador for people with disabilities and special needs. And I have a granddaughter that's special needs. And so it's never been too far from me to be involved. And so when I'm, got with Rebecca and Fred, again, like I said, it was a no-brainer. You know, I'm a firm believer in that, we may have, visible and invisible things going on, but at the end of the day, there's not that much that separates us. And so this camp is about that, being inclusive and helping one another. You know, I take part in a program now where we run a league, which is a kids with special needs and disabilities, where, we partner them up with an able-bodied young person, and we play 5-on-5, but it's actually like 10-on-10. When we get done.
Right. This must be the day that we're focusing on this. We just had on Home of Guiding Hands, earlier beforehand, and then we're having a East County Transitional Learning Center after you. So these things happen. It's really weird. It happens. It's on Spotlight. All of a sudden, did you plan this out with these themes? No, not necessarily on this. And before I pivot over to my longtime friend and colleague, Matt Doyle, Fred, talk a little bit about your organization.
So Synergy pretty much came out of myself and a friend back in Wisconsin to provide an opportunity for students. I believe there is an opportunities gap in America as well as achievement gap, but we wanted to provide this opportunity for students that don't have a chance to touch NBA stars. So last summer, we had Olden Polynice and another NBA veteran, Kenny Thomas, come back to Wisconsin and put on a camp. And it came out of a vision of Dr. Mendiola to provide this in San Diego. And then we were just able to sort of put it together.
Fred, did you play in the NBA?
No.
Did you want to play in the NBA?
I was a football player.
Right,
and I didn't necessarily have any NFL dreams, but yeah, it was good.
Very good. Before we spin over to my friend Judd on this, Matt, you and I have worked together for many years. You've got your toes dipped in anything that's good for kids. That's been in your DNA. And talk about how important this is to you.
Yeah, I'm just super thrilled that Vista Unified is part of this process. And I just hats off to Judd and Olden and the team, Fred, for recognizing the capacity of all of our students, loving the capacity of every student. In our district, we have a theme. Our theme is that we believe in the pulse of possibilities and that creating opportunities like this for our students with special needs is meaningful, not just for the students, but for our community.
Yeah, Judd, you're certainly a poster child for giving back, and you've pretty much done this your whole career, even in high school as well. Why is this so important to you?
Well, I just think that I feel so fortunate that my good friend Tom Davis reached out along with Fred, and Fred got me involved. And, living here in San Diego, sports in general, have been huge in my life, especially basketball. And to use that and give back to these kids and give them an opportunity to have some fun with it. It was just like Olden said, it's a no-brainer for me, especially here in my hometown of San Diego.
Yeah, and when we look at this, Rebecca, we all know that, and you guys, I'm speaking to the congregation on this thing. You folks know better than anybody, but it's good to amplify this, that the folks that you are going to be at this camp have so much to give. Mm-hmm. They have so much to give in so many different ways. They're creative, they're bright, they're insightful, they're honest, and all and loyal. Talk about how this synergy that is put together here with Olden and Matt and Fred and you and Judd just absolutely is just a perfect match.
It's just the community coming together. I mean, this has been a small group of folks that now has turned into this larger community effort, even with all of you coming to the table. CFF, Drew, Charles, right? Just more and more folks coming to the table. I mean, one of the things that I always say is I've been in education for over 25 years, and you really need somebody within the system to really stand up for this work. And Dr. Doyle has really been that lead to really move us forward. And in order for our families, especially our families with students with disabilities or students with special needs, many times they don't feel like they're being heard. And we really need to make sure that our leaders are stepping up and making sure that our kids, I think that's one of the things for me as a educator, as a parent, walking alongside our parents. That was one of the things that I said to Fred was, if you're bringing our former NBA players to communities that don't have access, how do we bring that to our students who don't necessarily always have these opportunities? So community coming together.
Well, and it's all, and I'll start with Olden on this and then pivot over to, to Matt, Fred, and Judd on this. Olden, it's all about belonging. It's something I know that's near and dear to all of your folks' heart, and seems to be a word that's being used these days a lot, and it should be used in this crazy world we're in over here. I'll start with you on this, Olden. How important is it to feel like you belong?
It's an amazing feeling. I mean, because all you want is to have that capacity of belonging, because we spent a lot of times, I grew up, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. So it's like I've seen it all. And I've been ridiculed. I've been bullied. I've been, talked about, laughed at. And that used to hurt. And it still does to this day when somebody does it. And so I'm just trying to do my part to make it less painful for a lot of kids. And, just to point this out, one of the things that we do at prime time, with our league, is that the only way you know who has a disability is by looking down and seeing the color of the socks. It's like white socks, quote unquote able-bodied, black socks may have a disability or have a disability. So we try to not make it so obvious. And so again, we're just trying to normalize it as best as we can, because I think that's where we should be heading, is towards normalcy. We're doing it for so many other things. Why not, special needs and people with disabilities?
We've talked about this before, and of course, Matt and I have known this for quite a while, and Rebecca as well. I hope I'm alive on the day where it is, no one thinks that this is different. Mm-hmm. It is all one and the same. Whether you're on the spectrum, whether you got developmental disabilities, intellectual, doesn't make a difference. We're all the same. Now that is, hopefully we're moving in that direction, and it takes the Rebeccas and the Oldens and the Matts and the Freds and the Judd to do this. And especially folks that have done what you have done, Olden, and Judd as well, just because you have a great platform for playing in the NBA, of course, in this. And then you got an educational leaders like Rebecca and Vista that have, and Matt and Vista that have a footprint and huge. And of course, what Fred has done. We come back from break. We'll take a very, very short break. I want to talk about the camp. I want to talk about how to get involved in the camp. I want to get in how people can volunteer or donate, and then talk about this very, very cool conference that's coming up on February 11 when we return with our friends for Inclusion in Action, NBA veterans building bridges on and off of the court. I'm Drew Schlosberg, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest running community podcast. We're in our 20th year. We're very proud of that. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, 60 years of doing great things in the community. And we will be right back after this short break.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg, Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of the Drew Schlosberg Spotlight in the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. So great to have a return appearance with my friends and colleagues that are focused on this inclusion in action, NBA veterans building bridges on and off the court. Dr. Vista Mendiola, she's the CEO of Collective Impact Solutions, friend of mine from the County Office of Education, and Dr. Matt Doyle, Superintendent of the Vista Unified School District. We have from LA joining us, Olden, Polynice, an NBA veteran and a disability advocate, and in studio is Judd Buechler, NBA veteran, Poway High School grad, University of Arizona, and Fred Buggs, CEO of Synergy Youth and Communities Incorporated. I'll start with you, Rebecca, but you can pivot to anybody else. Talk about the camp.
So the camp, February 6th, we are doing a school assembly. So in the schools, we're actually going to be kind of hyping it up and over in Vista Unified. Vista Unified has a unified sports, full inclusive sports, and I'll have Matt talk a little bit more about that, Dr. Doyle. And then on February 7th, we will have a full day, middle school, elementary, middle school, and then high school. And then I will also then pivot that to Fred, but maybe we could pivot to Matt to talk a little bit about his inclusive practices and unified sports a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a pleasure to be with all of you today. And I have to say, Drew, officially, we're going to make you an honorary superintendent because you absolutely nailed it when you said that classrooms and sports fields should feel like every student's involved, every student's accepted, and you shouldn't be able to tell the difference between a student with special needs and a typical peer. So thank you for saying that, really important. Another thing I want to build on is your focus on the word belonging. In our district, we're committed to belonging, connection, and engagement. And so our focus with this opportunity, both with the sports activities that are happening in our schools and also with the conference we're doing, it's really to amplify and elevate our focus on parents as partners in education, and how can we as educators open doors wide for all of our students and our families to be successful. So unified sports in our district, we've fully committed to making sure that students with special needs have access to all of our sports programs. We have more than 100 different sports activities, and we want to make sure that they're involved and engaged in meaningful ways. And unified sports is just one opportunity on our campuses.
No, absolutely well stated. And Fred, just talk about the camp and your involvement and so forth.
Appreciate it, Drew. During some of your talking, you actually said our name, Synergy, but not naming our company. Our definition: two or more entities coming together to achieve something extraordinary, and that's what we're trying to achieve. That's what we've done. In terms of the format of the camp, we'll have elementary and middle school for an hour and a half, 20-minute rotations. We have 4 players coming back. Depending on the skill and development, Judd's going to focus on shooting.
Did you shoot over 50% when you were on the Bulls?
Over 50% for 3? Yes.
Right, there you go. 2. Right on. So we got.
Judd was a player. Don't get it twisted now.
From Wisconsin, knowing and watching the Bulls and seeing that, and when Tom mentioned, I think I can get Judd. I'm like, I only know one Judd. I only know one Judd that I would even say I know. That was in the NBA, so it was nice to have him involved in this and coming back home to Poway. And thanks for him to agreeing. This is his community and being a part of this. And we had Olden come to Wisconsin. Hats off to him to get this thinking that this could be even bigger than what we thought it could be. And
Can people still sign up for the camp, or is it? So the answer is yes. And how do they do that? Do they go to a certain website?
Yes. So we do have some registration links, and we will be sending those out. We have several different districts, about 6 districts across North County.
Nice.
That will be pushing out the registration links, and then we'll also get it out maybe through your website or through other websites as well, and through social media.
Now, we can't blast it out enough on this. And Judd, I know you're fired up about this. I was teasing a little bit about the shooting in this aspect of it, but talk about again how this means to work with this population.
Well, first of all, the team that everyone's put together is just amazing here, and I feel incredibly fortunate to be a part of it. Again, I'm so happy to give back any way I can, and using basketball as kind of the vehicle to do all this is right up my alley. So I'm just thrilled about it, and it's something that I'm really happy that I got the call to be able to be a part of it.
No, that's good. So, Olden, we have a Judd working on the shooting. Are you working on the rebounding or defense, or what's going to be your specialty?
My specialty is basketball.
Both sides of the floor? Okay, very good.
My specialty is basketball. I've never been one to limit myself.
I think that's right. You're going to be down there for the camp, I imagine, as well, Olden?
I'll be there for everything.
No, that's terrific. Matt, this has obviously just got to be warming your heart on this aspect of it. And talk about how this is just a perfect tie-in to the February 11 conference.
Well, I think it's the perfect tie-in because, again, going back to our theme, the pulse of possibilities, having these amazing athletes that have gotten to the highest level you can get is a dream come true for students. So when our students, in particular our students with special needs, see these athletes come to them and support them and love them in meaningful ways, that creates an opportunity for students to see a world that's possible for them. And that's ultimately what we're about. We want to create an opportunity where every student, regardless of their disability, can see a future for themselves, a future that's successful, and they can see people around them in our community that care about them and want to make sure that they're as successful as possible.
And these are one of the things that Rebecca, and all of you folks here, and Olden on the line as well. This is not something that, do I have to do this? No, this is in your DNA. You guys were born with all this, probably since you came out in this aspect of it. And certainly there's a lot of people in this world that just need to be aware of this. We're going to shout it out quite a bit so we can see if we can make more traction for certainly the camp, of course, and then the conference. And, Fred, I'm going to invite you back on an edition of our Spotlight on the Community Show just to chat about what you've been doing and the great work, not necessarily just with the camp, but in general as well. And Rebecca, I'm just going to go around the room and we'll start with you on this and then end up with Olden. What other final words can we tell our audience about how to get engaged with not only the camp, but the conference and just in this space in general?
Yeah, we're coming down close to the conference, right? February 6th and 7th is the basketball camp, which is our kickoff to our conference. And February 11th is the conference at CSUSM. We have opportunities to be a part of it. It's free in North County. And we have registrations, sponsorships, whatever it is, however you would like to get involved. This is parent, community, and parent-led. That's one of the key pieces. I think I want to make sure to say this entire thing is about parent-led and parent-driven. Well,
the first thing you came out of the gate on the interview was, I'm doing this from my parent perspective. And I think that's so critical. Matt, what else can we do to support the great work you're doing in your district, of course, and in this conference?
Well, I just want to thank Judd and Fred and Olden for being willing to come forward and being there for our students. Thank you so much. I want to thank Dr. Mendiola, Eve Lorenzen, our parent leaders in our community. They're just doing amazing things. And Drew, thank you for taking the time to spotlight this. We love our students, and we know that all of our students need support.
Well, the honor is ours, to say the least. We can not do enough of this. I wouldn't want to hear my voice, for God's sake. But, I think sending this word out is so critical. Fred, any final comments?
I want everybody to come out, be involved in the meet and greet, come out and meet the players, see the students participate in the camp, and really take in this weekend for what it's going to be.
No, I think that's fantastic. Judd, any final comments? And by the way, we're all just absolutely pulling for you with a very, very healthy grandkid coming up soon.
Thank you so much. I would just say I can personally promise that this is going to be a really fun couple days. So if you're listening and kids, come on out. I mean, we want as many as we can get to be involved. And again, it's going to be super, super fun couple days.
That sounds great. Olden, any final words?
The final word is thank you for having me on, number one. And number two, we're trying to, like I said, we're trying to normalize all this. And I don't deal with people with disabilities. I deal with people with this ability.
I love that. It's a great comment. And Rebecca, how do people sign up again for all this?
So we have a website that we can go to, and we'll definitely give that to you so we can push it out. And There's registration links. So yeah, that's how we can sign up.
That sounds good. Well, I want to thank you, Olden, from doing this remotely. Judd, it's always good to see you again. Fred, a pleasure. This won't be the last time that you'll be on the show. I'll tell you that. Rebecca, you always warm my heart, and my longtime friend and colleague, Matt Doyle, with that just spectacular shirt. I'm going to have to find out where you got it.
Loud and proud, baby. Loud and proud.
I'm going to stun you the next time you're in. I'm going to want one exactly like this over here. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. Everyone show up for this Inclusion in Action NBA Veterans Building Bridges on and off the court with this great inclusion camp of February 6th and 7th, and then come to the conference at Cal State San Marcos on the 11th. And to our audience, we hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.